It's old Bop here, touching in, going back to what happened at Obie. Showed up at the place, partying a little bit, chilling a little bit. What I happened to run into was Army Boy, and it was very greener-eyed. It was kind of the green-eyed party, big bar party there. You know, D12 was coming in, a few members from that. There was rumors of Eminem going around, and it was Kamikaze too, and Big Boy was blasting it out. Basically what you saw was the view of a power nap blaster going in there. Right out of the woodlands of the old jungles of the Frozen there in Uranus. No joke. Taking the Bop'Z, his Uncle Bop, a bopper. No one really knows about that too. They whited out because it looks like a failure. What happened is they went into the old shredding there. And it was going up to a high level, and Uncle Bop was coming in for the old Bop'Z there with Army Boy, and the squeeze happened. Squeeze him out too, right, with GB. That's a funny thing. Big Bop is in top command because of GB there when I do come out. I was at a few other ones too. Same thing with Army Boy before the old blaster. But when the view of the blaster comes in and they know it's jack weight too, it's heavy stuff and it's just kind of whited out. That's a fine thing. And Big Boy's the big old devil of a goat, red face, right? The Red King there in the burn, carrying the burn. So yeah, it's partying around, a few shots here and there. I mean, it's not even that much. I mean, a few gold ones there, Coronas, right? And the virus hit too, and the fires, right? I mean, it was literally the clash of Obie, letting everyone know, right? And the Big Bar's walking in. The Big Bar has a shot too. That's a fine thing. He's also in different conflicts there, and you got to kick in the muscle as Rap Cop, literally Rap Cop siding with Army Boy, right? And not only that, Big Boy's masters hold a lot of weight too. That's why he's there. And Army Boy's, he's got Big Boy's got the backing of Army Boy too, right? I mean, so Army Boy asked this and that. Army Boy squeezed him out too. They thought Big Boy was going to get in and do the damage. It's Big Bar Snare to do the work for the king. You know? And there's nowadays it's not the king here, right? But Army Boy was literally like the old Hitler on the battlefield out there, in at the dinner, you know. And there's Obie. Once again, they were butthurt. Same thing. Too many problems in the night. Problem with my identity. Errors. You know. It went down smooth there from their side, though. I mean, Obie takes all the glory. That's the funny thing. But Obie was caught later with a fucking Ruger, right? Because it's bad zen too, because they show disrespect and they think they're so fucking tough. Obie was the first one fucking snared after when the squeeze came in. Think of that. And Obie was tossed out, fighting all kinds of upheaval issues. Upheaval kicked in the burn, right? It's because they're taking energy transfer too. That's the funny thing with Big Boy. Awakenings, right? People go through different awakenings in history. It seems like a big bang kind of thing, and you're out there. Watch, Big Boy's also made for the punishment, though. It's Big Bar Snare. It's the big red devil. Just like when you steal out there, you put the old hands on gold there, right? Guillotine, blaster, right? That's a fine thing too. And the dykes out there are hitting the old primer, trying to make men look like bitches. Right, like black guys have the rights up there. Watch, Big Boy was out there with the bitches too. That's the funny thing, right? And they were Army Boys chicks too, and Army Boys just racking them in and trying to meet Big Boy. And they chicken up, ran away with fear. Funny thing, cowards. And then shame and blame after. Emotions? Yeah, emotions happen in the heat of the moment. Why shame and blame an emotion, right? It's glory. It's not just pride there. Big Boy's a VIP up there. That's a funny thing. They didn't even acknowledge VIP because Big Boy was holding it down. Same thing, and a few people came up butthurt just because the king doesn't serve them. And, you know, maybe a lot of these guys talk for 5 minutes, right? Army Boy I knew better. You know, a few different guys there. Then off to the old after parties after that. Obie was butthurt. He shut down the show, same thing, made problems. I mean, it's just, that's a funny thing, it's just kind of cooling down, right? Everyone's expecting Big Boy to jump in and just like rap and cool, get up there and do the next show. You gotta take the weight in Obie, think of that in Kamikaze there, deadly. And everyone's a butthurt kind of after because they don't understand, because they lack the intelligence. They're like chickens and they have problems with beliefs and things. It's because the big barv out there, the sharp big commander, big barv, Uncle Bop, same thing. We're just burning along, right? It's whited out. Too high in the force, watch. Obie had his ass out too, diking out with Army boys, same thing. They thought they squeezed the old boy out due to a hubris issue in an argument. They were also kind of in the wrong on, right? I mean, and then they got butthurt. Old Othello syndrome to the max on that one. And old Dave's gonna be looking at, that's what the Power Nap Blaster is. It's all about the mission here, clear out mission, right? Upheaval issues, same thing. It's diaper issues here. Just shredding it before the shit hits the fan kind of thing. That's the funny thing, right? And GB was loving it too there. I mean, ask GB now, he's in the stores, record stores, right? And Big Boy just pushed him out with so much force. That's a Power Nap Blaster. While they're belly aching and belittling, and Big Boy's living his dreams, you gotta take the back end hits of the nightmares too. And they're just trying to make it so confusing and make it so materially arrogant and using comparisons. Big Boy isn't as big as Rapid Cool there or Snoop Dogg, right? Or Tom, right? Even. But he's overpowering in a different way. And think of it, just for the punishment too. That's a funny thing, I'll do it just for the fucking punishment. And you wonder why Big Boy is whited out. It's because you got to take the weight too, the chaos too, and the burn. It's called the will to live after. Just to show you like a super army guy and you're living the good life too. It doesn't affect me because it's all part of the mission. And it's good life here, right? Very powerful subconscious. They think weak, right? They can't understand anything. It's the funny thing is they're shaming and blaming you for their fucking issues. That's the funny thing, a lot of them, right? And then there's the big rich dick, Ty Lopez, same thing, blaming the goat, blaming the old goat. The old goat's pushing more power than him on the turbo. That's the funny thing, right? An old purple there come up. I mean, the thing is, don't worry about it too much. A lot of people don't know, they assume, and they fear. They use fear because Big Boy's there, right? That's because they feel it's the Baron and the Big Red Devil, big guy, right? I mean, he's not small like the lightweight jesters there. You got to remember, a lot of them are jesters. We were kind of the underworld, right? With Sissy there, Willard, right? And Cher. So knocking it, you got to take the back end bop. That's what a bopper is. He's feeding them the old bops. And he's got the Power Nap Blasters right there, powered up. And with weight in the audience, right? So spreading the word, right? I mean... same thing, it's just going to happen to some men, and it's weird when it does because it's like a dream, but it happens. And the force and the collision in it is nuts too. You got to be careful, stand on guard. It's very greener-eyed.